What's up, everybody? This is Meek here, and I'm about to tell you the story about my very first date. So I was in high school, and I was talking to this girl. We're gonna call her Tammy, and we were texting back and forth, mostly smiley faces. But that was just peachy with me. And so I asked her out after school one day, and I go, "Hey, Tammy, you want to go see a movie with me?" And she said yes. Now, I kind of knew that she was going to say yes. We were kind of flirting heavily before that, so it was kind of expected that I would ask her out eventually. And so we go to the movie, and we get in line to buy the tickets, and we agree that we're going to go see The Great Gatsby. And so we get up to the booth, and I look at the guy, and I go, "2 tickets for The Great Gatsby, please." And the guy looks at me and goes, "Is that for the 2D movie or the 3D movie?" And I shit you not, the first thing that comes into my head is, oh my god, what if she has problems with her eyes? What if she can't watch the 3D movie and she ends up getting a massive migraine and we have to leave halfway through the movie? That would just be an absolute disaster. So, the charismatic person that I am looks at the guy at the booth and goes, "The 2D movie, please." And the guy looks at me and goes, "I'm sorry, that movie isn't playing until 8 p.m. tonight." And I'm thinking to myself, then why would you even ask me the question in the first place? It is 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Why would you ask me if I want to see a movie at 8 p.m. at night? And I look over at Tammy, and she is just giving me the death stare. And it's like, this cheapskate won't even buy a 3D movie for me on our very first date. Now, she didn't say any of that, but the look on her face set it off. And so I look back at the guy and go, "I'll take the 3D movie then, please." And so I buy the tickets, and we get the glasses, and we go inside, and she goes, "I got the popcorn," kind of agitated. And so we go into the movie. We sit down kind of near the back, and we just sit there. We watch the movie. And I mean, it was a great movie, but that was it. There was none of the high school romance, kissing in the back, and other whatever you do. And I kind of felt like she was expecting me to make a move during the movie, because that's what you normally do. But I was so nervous, being my first date ever, that I sat there waiting for a romantic moment in the movie, and every time that there would be one, I would miss it. And so I didn't want to put my arm around her during an action scene. Just didn't feel right. And it ends up being almost the entire movie before I do anything. We get up until the last 20 minutes of the movie, and then I finally put my arm around her, and she takes to it wonderfully. Obviously she wanted me to do that. But on the other hand, the hand that was around her was just aching in pain. My hand knew that it just did not want to be there for some reason. All the circulation in my blood and my arm just cut off. It was going numb as it was around her. It was the most awkward and painful position for my arm to be in at that very moment. And, I've been to movies with girls since this, and that's never happened to me. But for some reason, this time, it was just so uncomfortable to be sitting there with my arm around her. And it wasn't because of her. It was just my arm was extremely uncomfortable. So in that moment, I was actually really happy that I waited so long into the movie to make any kind of move on her, because god damn did my arm hurt by the end of it. And I didn't let it show or anything. I just kind of let it hang there and be uncomfortable. And I can't tell if she was uncomfortable too, but I'm sure that my discomfort probably shrugged off on her a little bit, because she was kind of moving a little bit back and forth trying to get comfortable. And so we get out of the movie, and she seems really happy. I think she was just happy that I did make a move of some sort. And we start driving back, and I decide this is a great time to ask her that giant question that everybody wants a fantastic display of romance for. As we're driving back to my house, I ask her if she needed anybody to go to prom with. And so in that moment, I actually asked her out to prom. But I didn't really realize how big of a step that was to ask somebody out to prom. And so I didn't really have any of the extravagance that prom proposals normally have. I think that kind of ruined a lot of things later on, but at the time she was really happy that I asked her, and that's all that I cared about. We got back to my house, and I give her a hug, and then she leans back over and kisses me on the cheek, and I go inside feeling at the top of the world. But at the same time, it just felt like there was just something wrong. And I couldn't place my finger on it. But now looking back, I see all the red flags that were happening, and it wasn't going to work out. Well, that was my first date. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope to make a video about the whole prom thing. That's an adventure in itself. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be talking to you later. Meek, out.